The Deck Network. Build a deck. Bam! This is the Deck Network. I'm your host, Mike Danzilio, and we have
the co-host. You either love me or you hate me, Matt Dalton. Remember, here at the Deck Network, it's all decks all the time.
All right, so today's show, we are going to have one of our favorite shows. We do it anytime we really have time to.
Aren't they all favorites, though? They're like children. You really can't pick which one you like the most.
Some of them are difficult to do.
Well, when we have this sort of knowledge on the decking industry, it's easier for us, but that's the music. Show us your deck, man.
Okay, show us today's version of Show Us Your Deck. We've seen him before, Steve from Easy Decks.
Oh, he's a legend of Show Us Your Deck.
He certainly is. He does some beautiful decks, and up here in Bellmore, New York, there was a deck that was totally destroyed.
Yeah, that's a water community, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wait to see the video.
I'm excited because knowing
we're getting ready to go on a trip. I guess Matt and I are going to Las Vegas next week.
What?
What?
I didn't hear about a trip to Vegas.
Were
there emails sent from Mr. Big or something? This is news to me. What are we doing in Vegas?
We're going to the International Builders Show to look at every decking product there possibly is.
Isn't it going to be too late for me to get the airfare? Wouldn't I have known about this a couple of weeks ago?
I went to the budget meeting and I thought you were approved for it. You didn't get your itinerary mailed to you?
And you, the producer, you knew about this too? Yeah. All these things are being planned behind my back.
Maybe it was a last-minute budgetary slash.
So let me get this straight. I'm the loyal dog who sits here in the studio 365 days a year waiting for these shows to be filmed, and all these elaborate trips are being planned to Vegas, and you don't bring the co-host in on it? Unbelievable. I should. If I'll tell you what. If Steve from Easy Decks wasn't the feature of this year's show, I'd walk off the set right now. Unbelievable. Well, let me guess. You're gonna come back with all these great videos of how much fun you had and all the great decking that you saw here in Vegas, and I'm just sitting back here. Unbelievable. Email Mike at the Deck Network and say, "Bring Matt on the road with you, man."
We would have to get, as from
the budget's got to be there. Millions of people are watching these videos. You can't put me in there on the expense line.
Maybe we couldn't get a visa for you to go from Mrs. Dalton.
Something unbelievable. Mark it here.
When was the last time
on the Deck Network?
Over the bridge.
I went to Jersey like 2 years ago, man. That was like a big day for me. No, but we have fun with it. But okay, we're going to talk after this.
As it seems like some of these emails that we get are
Las Vegas, right? Where the casinos and all that fun stuff happens.
Las Vegas,
okay.
Yes.
We'll make a note of that. Okay, I'll be composed. Okay. I'm a decking professional here.
Let's rewind. I'll be going to Las Vegas on Monday.
Unreal.
Okay. So I have an email, and as they seem like they're working lately, these emails go back and forth a few times. So let's get right into it. It's, okay, hello, Mike. First, let me say thank you for all the videos. You have been a wonderful resource for me as I plan to build my deck this spring.
Nice. I
saw your videos regarding all the different types of decking, and of course you highlight the big 5 names. I've kind of made that a little bit bigger to 7.
Okay.
I was wondering if you had ever heard of a company called Latitudes. They seem like the real deal online, and they have sent me samples in the mail of their PVC cap decking. The samples are very nice and seemed comparable to Timbertech Evolutions. On another note, do you have any opinion on tiger claw fasteners? What a great question. We'll get to that afterwards.
Nice.
Thanks again for taking the time to educate us all. Your efforts are greatly appreciated. With thanks, Al from Philadelphia. Okay, here is one of my responses. Okay, hi Al, thanks for watching the Deck Network and for the email. Excuse me. I'm familiar with Latitude deckings. They have a nice capped composite decking that is available in grooved and non-grooved boards. The Latitudes is certainly comparable to Timbertech Earthwoods Evolutions. About your question about Tiger Claw fasteners, Tiger Claw is owned by Fasten Master. That's one of our friends, Fasten Master. They have trapeze screws. They have all the different connectors. We have done quite a few videos with Fasten Master.
So what's Tiger Claw?
Tiger Claw is owned by Tiger Claw is a clip that you put down the groove decking with.
Okay.
And after we finish it, we're going to talk about it. I have some of them over here. That's a great question. We can almost do a show on the Tiger Claw clips. The Tiger Claw brand makes most of the stainless steel decking clips on the market. Their CPG clip is almost the same as the Timbertech Conceal Lock and the Trex Hideaway clip, their stainless steel clip. They're all made by Tiger Claw. This clip is the only way to go unless you need to save some money. You can use the Trex Universal Fastener. This plastic clip made by Trex will cost significantly less, but keep in mind that the clip will yield a 1/4 inch gap between the deck boards. Good luck with your deck, and send pictures, Mike. All right, so I get another one back. Hi Mike, I appreciate you taking time to reply to my email. After reviewing many of your videos and seeing a lot about Timbertech, I decided to go with the Timbertech Earthwoods Terrain in brown oak. I also purchased the Radiance Rail Express. I could not believe how expensive the railing systems are, no matter what brand you choose. After a lot of research, I found a supplier called Ironstone Building Supply in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Hands down, they beat any other price that I could find. My deck's going to be about 510 square feet, and I got the decking 1,100 linear feet. Remember, there's 2.1 linear feet to a square foot. All railing components and hidden fasteners for $7,200, including tax and delivery. You should have bought it from the Deck Network.
I was going to say,
yeah.
go to the decknetworkstore.com.
I like that I was able to get the black railing and post covers with the brown balusters. Gives them more of a custom look. I was wondering if you've seen composite grooved PVC capped composite boards where the PVC does not wrap into the groove. I found many suppliers, another great question. I found many suppliers with super cheap prices that made me think they have purchased bad batches. The boards look like they've been wrapped with PVC. It's probably polyethylene or capped composite. Then the grooves were cut out through the capping. Even on the samples, I was able to peel back the capping with my finger. Everyone claims that's just the way that they're made, but I have to believe it's some sort of defect. The Timbertech is fully wrapped, so I feel very good going with this. Plus, I get the impression that you think that they are the best, so I was sold. Footings going in late March and hopefully building in April. I will send you pictures, and I will continue to watch the Deck Network. Thanks for keeping all of us educated. Also, tell Matt I love his pink sweater.
Well, first of all, that was red, okay? That wasn't pink. The camera is with the lighting.
It may have been a year ago that you had this real pretty pink sweater.
That was red. I remember that episode.
I had mentioned that I didn't think that you could pull off pink.
Well, I could, but it was red anyway. Al had great questions. Okay. That last one was a little stupid, if you ask me.
Here's my response. Al, it's great to hear back from you. The Timbertech Earthwoods Terrain in brown oak, along with the Radiance Rail Express, is a great choice. Rails are definitely expensive. A large cost in railings are that they must be code approved. We could almost have a whole show on how they approve these rails, because it is a long, drawn-out process, very time-consuming and expensive. That's why it costs money. And you can thank your local lawyer for that.
Well, I'm sure it's important that you don't need railings coming down.
Well, at my store here, we only sell ICC or International Code Commission approved railings.
So that's
because if we didn't, then we would be selling something that would open us liable to any sort of lawsuit if someone got hurt on it. Remember, from years ago, I told you that when decks fail, people get hurt. When railings fail, people get killed. Yeah. So the railings are much more of a health or safety issue than that of the decks are. Okay, on to your question about the cap material in the grooved of the cap composite decking. You are very correct on that is how it's made. The manufacturers will make only a non-groove board, and they would cut the groove in after they produce the board. I've also seen the cap pull away from the composite board, which is certainly a problem. A cap composite deck board is quite strong, and cutting a groove in post-extrusion will not weaken the decking. Now, a PVC deck board is a different situation. I've seen on a few occasions that PVC decking with the groove cut in after will be weaker, and some manufacturers will suggest that the frame will need to be 12 inches on center, and really nobody wants to hear that. So sometimes they'll have, some of the companies will make a non-groove board, and then they get these saws, circular saws going in sideways, and it cuts the grooves in. Well, you're cutting through
some of the structure of it?
A little bit, but you're certainly cutting through the capped composite. Whereas the Timbertech board, which he noticed, it's grooved on the first part of the extrusion, then the cap goes in it, and so you can see it goes all the way around on the grooves. I think that's a better way of doing it. But on some of the PVC deck boards, they put that groove in afterwards, and it definitely weakens the board. So
weakens it from the fact that it's going to fade quicker?
It's going to be a little soft at 16 inches on center at high temperature. So in the summertime, when it's warm, see, when these deck boards are tested, they're tested at 70 degrees and 120 degrees. The plastic is much softer at 120 degrees.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so let's get right into these. Grab these little pieces over here. As I was mentioning earlier, the Tiger Claw company makes a product called a TCG. It's for most grooved deck boards. It is the same clip as the Timbertech Conceal Lock. Same clip, made at the same place, it's made the same way. The Timbertech one is brown, the Tiger Claw one is black.
Price point?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Exactly the same price. Stainless steel, it's the same product.
Same deal.
Then Trex has a product, it's a little different color. It's the same one. Tiger Claw makes it, says it right here, Tiger Claw right here. And it's a little bluish purplish, but it's a reverse plan, so it still looks exactly the same. You have to put it up next to each other to see that it's a little bit different, and it will yield a wider gap. But made by Tiger Claw, great company. They give us all these things.
Great people.
All the products to put down non-groove boards. I'm going to need that one right here.
Bring it
this
on
one
over.
here is, as I mentioned to Al in his letter, if you have the Trex Hideaway, the plastic clip, which is this one right here, costs a little less. A lot of people use this to try to save a little bit of money. It's plastic. It does give you a little wider gap, just like all the Trex ones are, because Trex feels that quarter-inch gap is what you really should have. I don't disagree with them. Some people just like the 3/16 gap that the Timbertech has. So, and the other part of the CPG. All right, on to, let's see if we can get the music going.
You know it, you love it. It's the time where your deck can shine. Show us your deck.
All right, so this is our good friend Steve from Easy Decks. This is Steve's website.
If you're new to Show Us Your Deck, this is the opportunity for both builders and homeowners to spotlight what they've done with their deck. There's a great library of past Show Us Your Decks on the Facebook for the Deck Network. So check that out for all past Show Us Your Decks. And Steve at Easy Decks, this guy is just, he's a nut. He does great work.
He does a great job on the deck. So let's look at the video right now. I have some pictures we can look at afterwards. Let's take a look at this beautiful deck. All right, Steve.
Here we are
again. You may have outdone yourself this time.
You think so? I don't know.
This
Maybe.
one is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us what we have here?
Well, as you guys can see, it's a beautiful Timbertech Earthwood Evolutions deck, color Pacific Walnut. We have our Walnut Grove rails with the stainless steel cable rail inserts. As you can see, that's the only way to go by the water. Glass, it's going to get dirty, and it's a hassle to keep clean. Regular rails, everybody has regular rails. Spend the extra money, and you get a beautiful product, stainless steel, and it's going to last you forever.
Okay, let's come on out and look this way, and we'll look back towards the house. Now, Steve, again, this almost looks like a hotel.
Yeah, another hotel done.
Yeah.
Easy Decks, yeah.
Yeah, we have the gates, the custom gates made by Curve Your Deck, of course, with the cable, and it's very important that they line up with the rest of them. And you know, we have the boat right here, jet skis. We can look back at this beautiful custom pool. Just phenomenal.
Okay.
Steve, all right, Steve, tell us a little bit about this pavilion. I know you like building them. They take a little bit of time. We don't hear from you for about a week and a half.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an enclosure, but an open enclosure. I love doing pavilions a lot better than pergolas. It's worth the extra money. Again, you're doing something, might as well do it right the first time. This particular pavilion, we have our cedar ceiling, so we got tongue and groove cedar on the ceiling. We have our vinyl trim, which is by Trex, and we have our columns, round columns. And if you can see here, he has recessed LED lights and speakers, and we're still waiting for a TV and a ceiling fan.
With the wind around here, I don't think you need much ceiling fans.
Yeah, well, it could get dry and no wind, but it helps move the air from the grill here.
Let's go on into this kitchen area. Boy, I could feel right at home in here. We can make some tacos.
Yeah. This is the homeowner's pride and joy. It's a pizza oven, gas powered. A little better than stuffing wood in there because you don't have to wait for it to heat up as much as the regular pizza ovens. But awesome feature.
You know, all of us that need instant satisfaction.
Oh yeah,
we can
this
understand
is
that.
the American way, instant. We have some storage underneath. Side burner, our 48-inch grill, also some storage underneath. And on this side we have dual refrigerator, stainless steel as well, with storage underneath and a sink. And as you can see, as our buddy over here, nice bar area, centered over the pool. This deck is just breathtaking.
Yep, it's great. And let's just take another look around in case we missed anything. We have the granite.
Granite from Italy.
Yeah.
And this is our natural stone veneer. Mike likes to call it peel and stick.
Yeah.
Oh, lick and stick.
Lick and stick.
But as you can see, it goes together great. Now, when you're doing something like this, we didn't really take a video of the framing or of what's underneath. That's what really matters. Here we have sets of helical piles, rows of them. 2x10 framing.
This thing is solid.
Right, and we have a lot of weight. This is a lot of weight sitting on this deck. And as you can see, there's no sagging going on. Again, if you're doing something like this, make sure it's built right. That's the key, is it has to be built right.
Well, all safe decks start with a good strong frame, and Steve at Easy Decks
down below
certainly knows how to do that. So this pretty much wraps it up from this one, Steve. Another great job.
Thank you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's it. Okay, Matt. What did you think of that deck?
I gotta tell you, I'm speechless, is what I'm saying. That deck was unbelievable.
I've been on literally thousands and thousands of decks in my deck career. That may be one of the nicest decks.
That was unbelievable. The way he worked it around the pool and the view
pool,
there. Give me a Corona now. Set me up out there on a summer day, and I'm good.
How'd you like that pizza oven?
Yeah, that looked pretty good. And I'm Italian, so I can really appreciate that, what they did there.
I think you're Dominique. You're also Irish, aren't you?
A little bit, just in the mug area.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Jameson, proud sponsor.
Okay, so let's get looking.
Wow, that looked great though.
Let's take a look at. I have a few of these pictures of this deck.
Now that was built from the ground up. There was no structure there before. The pool was there.
Really,
how did that work?
okay, it's right on the ocean.
So maybe it was affected
or on
by
an inlet. Yes, it was definitely affected by Hurricane Sandy.
Unbelievable.
I think that the bulkhead had to be. Everything had to be replaced. So
you just hang out right there. Grab your Corona, grab whatever you're gonna drink, and just sit there and hang out.
It was definitely a storm-related incident. Now, how is that? These rails, these are the Timbertech Radiance rails with the stainless steel cable infill kits.
The gate looked great. That was custom built in there.
Yeah, we had the gate built for them. There's the kitchen.
Looked great. Granite out there with the nice accent with the stone, and
I'm sure there's a TV hanging down
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure right now.
Put the Met game on once they're competitive again. You watch it.
Okay, here's something about the Mets. Okay, it's still.
I can get you off subject. Just say Mets. I lob it up to you, and you just here we go.
It's the last day of January.
Okay.
And the Mets are still in it.
I like that.
They haven't been eliminated yet.
Because the season hasn't started yet. That's the joke there, is that there's still a shot. We're trying to bring the Mets on as a sponsor of the Deck Network, and if you're going to belittle them, they're never going to pay the money that we need, man. Come on. But
all right, I love this deck. Steve did a great deck. Steve does only about 40 decks a year, so he doesn't rush them. He makes sure that they come out great. I'm sure he's maybe a little more expensive, but he takes so much more time, but you're going to get a heck of a lot more deck.
And if you're putting something up like this, I don't think you're going to mind.
If this is what you're looking for,
Steve's the guy.
And you know who you are, that this is what you want. And with this type of quality and precision, I told Steve one time I think he should change the name of his company to High Precision Decking.
That'd be good. Because and Steve's a huge fan of the show. He thinks I do some great work here.
He used to come on all the time before Matt kind of pushed him out.
Before the co-host came in, you know.
So, right, that's it for today's show. Matt and I are going to Las Vegas. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. So
open those wounds back up. Unbelievable.
So we'll have a bunch of new material for the Deck Network. Remember, you can get any of these material that we talk about here on the Deck Network at the Deck Network store.com. We try to take some of the confusion out of purchasing a deck
Make it all easy right there. User-friendly at one portal. Get the info from us and go ahead and get the product you need. If you email Mike next week, he'll be in Vegas, so he might not be able to get back to you, but I'll be here. Responding to your emails. Matt at the Deck Network. Mike at the Deck Network. He'll be in Vegas, but maybe he'll have some time from his busy Vegas schedule that I won't be a part of.
That's it for today's show. As Porky would say,
B to B to B, that's all, folks.
And that's it.
Bye.